Hello, today we're going to talk about dreams. What are dreams? Do they have any meaning? Can they predict the future? A friend of mine, let's call him Guido, had a good-sized house with separate rooms for his teen son and daughter. Underneath, he had a small apartment, which he let to overseas students. Once, during the night, Guido had a powerful dream in which he saw his son's room engulfed in flames. The dream was so realistic that it woke him up. He had to go and check his son's room, of course. He found him sound asleep, as was the girl. Of course, he went back to sleep with his mind at rest. In the morning, he found out that there was a small fire in the student's apartment below. It was minimal. They accidentally left a blanket near the paraffin heater, and it caught fire. They extinguished the flames immediately. Guido kept thinking about that vivid dream. Was it some telepathic dream that was trying to show him what was happening? Was it a prediction? Or was it just a coincidence? We can never know for sure what happened. I think that the smell of burning must have reached his sense of smell and created a dream around it. After all, the blanket and the paraffin were burning for a short while, and the smell must have been quite pungent. The first thing that instinctively must have crossed his subconscious mind was his family. The dream constructed a narrative around his family's safety. During sleep, the brain does not rest, nor do the senses, even though one is in a very relaxed state. The brain could weave an ingenious narrative even when we are asleep. According to intensive studies by the American Academy of Otolaryngology, which means ENT, what we smell may influence what we dream about. In fact, German researchers put this to the test by putting rotten eggs and pleasant-smelling flowers alternatively near people who were sleeping. They recorded the dreams and found out that the smell affected the tone of the dream. We do not recall all our dreams, but sleep experts reckon that we have between 3 and 6 dreams per night. They calculate from the rapid eye movements that each one lasts between 5 to 20 minutes. When we wake up, we would have forgotten almost all, if not all of them. Dreams are not only helpful, they are necessary. They can help us with our learning and with long-term memory. According to experts, they moderate our moods. They can even help solve problems that we think about before going to sleep. Yet, why we dream remains one of the greatest mysteries of our brain. It is difficult to scrutinize it scientifically because we cannot record the actual dream. The only solution is to write down our dream immediately we wake up. The memory of it usually dissipates almost immediately. This applies only to the latest dream. The rest we don't recall at all. On the other hand, dreams may help in filtering and organizing our memories and our thoughts. That's why we dream about divergent issues combined together. This does not mean that our fears and anxieties do not affect our dreams. A student who is about to face a serious exam may have dreams about it the night before. This can also happen in stressful situations. In these cases, we may have dreams that reflect the anxiety that may even have some symbolic connotation. However, this doesn't mean that dreams predict the future or that they have some important messages for us. We, as human beings, have the tendency to think we are the center of the universe and that everything revolves around us. That is why we sometimes believe that dreams have some sort of significance, especially for us. In every culture and mythology, we find dreams that have some magnitude. Everybody knows the story in Genesis of Joseph and the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. He's supposed to have had dreams related to the future and was able to interpret the dreams of the Pharaoh, and through this he is renowned for having saved Egypt from starvation. Even in the book of Daniel, Daniel himself also interpreted the dreams of King Nebuchadnezzar. The wife of Julius Caesar, according to Shakespeare's writing, had a cautious dream about her husband's appearance at the Senate, and he didn't follow her advice and was stabbed multiple times there. Closer to us, the great psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud believed that certain dreams contain symbols that represent our repression of wishes and fears, especially those of childhood. According to Freud, most of our dreams are associated with sex and death. To extract the meaning of dreams, Freud used a system of association. The patients would freely mention ideas that came into their mind related to the dream, and the analyst would interpret them. A colleague and a contemporary of Freud, Carl Jung, also considered dreams as important in his psychoanalysis. Dreams for him represented a symbolic self-portrait of what lurks in the subconscious. The dream is the language of the subconscious. Alfred Adler was also an important psychologist for whom dreams meant a great deal in relation to our psychology. So although Freud, Jung and Adler were important contributors to psychology and philosophy, and they were distinguished and intelligent thinkers, many of their theories are now considered obsolete by modern neuroscience. Nevertheless, Freud and his colleagues were pioneers in the working of the subconscious, that part of the brain, the manifestations of which are hidden from everyday thinking. There are many people who believe they can interpret dreams, and volumes are available for consumption on the shelves of bookshops. This has no basis in truth. Nobody can interpret the great majority of dreams because they defy interpretation. Probably we will never understand dreams because they do not necessarily make sense. They are fragments of our thoughts collated together by our fantasy and subconscious imagination. If you have any questions or comments, please send an email on shettiku@gmail.com. I hope you have found this short vlog stimulating, and please keep thinking critically and look for the objective truth. Till we meet again, bye-bye.